Nate Dogg 916 coming at you live from Sacramento, man. Today we back at you again with another Sessions with Sandman. First and foremost, good morning, Sandman.
Yeah, morning, Nate. How you doing today?
Oh man, just getting off trying to get this money, man. You already know we finna get a
Mm-hmm.
session in. It's a nice sunny day out here in California. I don't know what it's looking like out there, but it's good here.
It,
How's your weather?
it looks like I'm in San Francisco. It's all overcast and foggy down the street. I love
Misty,
it.
Misty. You
I
like
love
that?
it.
You get to put a beanie and a hoodie on. You love that.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So everybody make sure, please, first of all, thanks for all the views on the Death I Bring video. We'll be back at y'all, man, with the same kind of content we've been getting it. We got some more interviews coming soon, but we're gonna get some more of these sessions locked in too. Please hit that like, that subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit the comments in the bottom if you want to hear certain stuff. Or just hit Sandman at Sandman2788 on Instagram. Also, man, don't forget, man, this is an interactive channel, man. If y'all got something y'all want to talk about, if y'all want to come on and you feel like you got a good idea on a subject and you want to discuss it, and if you've done time, or if you know somebody that's done time and is out doing well now, that's a precursor I need you to hear on there. If you know somebody that's done time and is out doing well now, contact us, man. Let us know. We let it put their story out there, man. It helps us and helps you at the same time, man. So yeah, we're gonna get into this session, man. What we talking about, man? What they talking about?
All right, so this is from one of the supporters. It goes by 103rd BG, and his question to you, Nate, is,
Oh, 103rd BG, what's popping, bro? Thank you.
his question to you is, for a video idea, he thinks you should touch on things you don't like in society today that's counterproductive behavior that most of the youth or people in general engage in, and how to turn that negative counterproductivity into a positive.
Okay. Yeah, I like that subject, man. I like that subject. I like that subject because first and foremost, I have 5 sons, from the age of 23 to the age of 11. So this same thing would apply to those young men and little boys. Um, and one of the biggest things, and we could talk about other things, but one of the biggest things that I personally do not like in society today is the propagation of drug use, of one-time drug use. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just cool to pop pills and drink syrup, and this, in order to be part of the cool crowd, this is what you do. You know what I mean? Like we all smoked a little weed, and
Different.
I've even heard people try to say, well, in your generation, y'all smoke weed, we pop pills. Nah, it's not the same thing to me. You know what I mean? It's not nowhere close to being the same thing. Um, we not the same. You a Martian. You know what I mean? It's that easy. You know, I will never condone children using drugs. You know what I mean? Period. You know what I mean? I don't think there's nothing fly about it. I don't think you're old enough to understand the ramifications that this can take later in your life. You know what I mean? So that's one of the biggest things that I do not like about society today. And it's that it's just out here so in the music and everything else. And don't get me wrong, I listen to music. You know what I mean? I like music, but I tend to skip over the songs that are like I just got through drinking a pound of this syrup or a line or whatever they call it, because I've never indulged, so I don't really know the proper verbiage. But just in the only way to change that is to put out more. In my opinion, is to put out more positive. It don't make you cool. You're not tough. All that stuff don't make you tough. I can show you what's
No.
cool. To me, cool is taking care of my responsibilities. You know what I mean? Cool is building a future for myself and my family. You know what I mean? That's cool to me. So that, in my opinion, that's the only way to change. In order to change the attitude, you got to change the mindset. We've talked about this before, right? So I think that in order to change what I don't like in society, I got to start putting out there what I'd like to see. And what I'd like to see is men and women being good examples to those that are underneath them, you know what I mean, and around them. So how can you tell uh, your little cousins or brothers or sisters or the neighbor's grandkids not to do something, and they see you doing that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm smoking pot on the front porch, but you shouldn't do it. Well, I mean, if you smoke a pot on the front porch, you shouldn't be telling nobody not to smoke pot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, you can't call
Period.
the kettle black.
And I'm not talking bad about pot smokers. Please don't think I am, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's legal in my state. You know what I mean? Only reason I don't smoke pot is because it's against my job requirements. But if I could, I would, because I'd be passed out right now on my bed, blow, especially with this Cali weed. But so understand what I'm saying is not propagating drug use. I'm just saying that it's too wanton. All this sitting in putting drugs above responsibility. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna knock a person having fun, but you gotta understand that you hurting yourself. Understand when you're doing too much. You know what I mean? Understand. If you want to take a drink here and there, okay, take a drink here and there. But if you decide you have to have a drink every day, we're starting to have a problem here.
It's also like part of that though is that people don't realize they're doing too much until they don't have it and
Until
they
it's
start
too
getting
late.
sick, and then
Right.
they're you know as well as I do, it changes the brain chemistry because you've taken
Yes,
classes like I have.
absolutely.
So it's a when they all right, so they see it's cool. It goes in steps, right? Like it's
Right.
gradually you're leveling up in this stuff. You start off with just trying it and like, oh, that made me feel good, so I'll try this. Well, I see this on TV. They're talking about it, but you don't see the other side of that coin.
Right.
You don't see them when they don't have it. You don't see them when they're
Right.
having seizures. You don't see them when they're in convulsions.
You can't
Alcoholics. You ever?
feel it.
Yeah. And have you ever really looked at someone who's drinking a lot of syrup and when they're
Yeah. Right.
does that didn't look cool? That didn't look like fun. You're sleeping through the high anyway. So what's the point?
Right.
What's the point?
Right. Absolutely.
There's all these things
Makes
they don't
perfect
bring
sense.
up, man.
Yeah, and they're not gonna tell. Well, when the people that are propagating it don't want to show the bad parts of it, you know what I mean? Until later you'd be like, oh, well, that guy. Most of the people who got people smoking, taking pills and sipping syrup, the people that made it popular are either dead or not doing it anymore. They quit because they seen how the syrup was messing up their breathing. And this is just stuff I've heard. I don't know anything about it. I haven't done any research on it, but somebody's told me that drinking too much codeine can start messing up your lungs and your respiratory system. You know what I mean? If that's the case, like, come on, bro, what are you doing? Like, I mean, in everything in life, if anything you're doing, if you start to see detrimental side effects from that, that should tell you to stop doing it. You know what I mean? I don't smoke cigarettes because I remember one day I was in prison and I was racing with somebody. We was just having little relay races on the track just for fun, whatever. And I was winded way before I figured I should have been winded. And I'm like, wow. So I just quit smoking cigarettes. I just quit. Boom. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Please. I understand that everybody can't just quit something or can't just fix something. However, everyone can take a step in the right direction. You know what I mean? You can make an attempt. You can try to figure out what works for you and what will be better for you. You know what I mean? In your situation. You know what I mean? My situation is if I feel like it's going to hurt me, I'll be spooked. I'm like, I'm done. Nope, I'm cool. Because I grew up around addiction. I grew up around that stuff. And I've seen it, and I don't want to be a victim to it. You know what I mean? Like, and I was kind of offended because I lost a little weight, you know what I mean? And on purpose, because, you know, trying to live for a while, right? And somebody asked me if I was back out in the streets. I'm like, somebody who hadn't seen me in like maybe 2 years. It's like, you back, but I mean, they see me in public and I got the Niner hat on backwards and a Niner shirt and I'm slim and I'm in the hood when they see me. They're like, oh, and it's a female. She's like, oh, you back out here? What? You work at Home Depot? I just came to get something at the store. Like, nah, I ain't out here. Nah. And then it was like I was kind of offended because I thought you knew me. You know what I mean? I thought you knew me enough to know I don't go backwards. You know, and I refuse. But another thing that I don't like, you know what I mean, about society these days, since that's what we're talking about. He said, "What don't I like about society?" And what I don't like that on a personal level, like that no kids left behind stuff. Have you heard of that in California? I don't know
In
if it's all in
schools?
the whole nation. Yeah, in schools. Like that
Mhm.
crap is our kids aren't learning anything. We're not helping our kids learn anything by just letting them go, even if they don't have to take tests to pass grades no more. You know what I mean? When I was in school, we had to take tests to matriculate. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's you had to earn your way through. So even the thugs and the hoodlums, we still had to go to school and learn something because or you wouldn't go up to the next grade. You know what I mean? Now it's so easy to be stupid these days. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the teachers. I know you guys only doing the best y'all can, but whoever the administration, I don't know, it's Obama and them that made that rule, that or Michelle Obama, I think she came up with the No Child Left Behind initiative.
It was
It
Bush or Obama, one of the
yeah,
two.
it's like, come on, man. It's like we're not helping our kids by just letting them, giving them free passes with everything. Kids need discipline. Kids without discipline
End up in
en-
prison.
end up being in prison, man. End up being in prison in juvenile systems. You know what I mean? In placements. You know what I mean? The only way to fix that, man, is to be more proactive, man. Be more proactive. If the schools ain't gonna do it, you got to do it. If you're a parent, you know what I mean. It falls on you, in my opinion. You know, it falls back on you. You know, if you don't think your kid is getting what he's supposed to be getting, give it to him or give it to her. You know, and don't wait for somebody else to hand it to you. I preach that all the time about waiting for people to hand stuff to you. I don't I don't believe in that. I believe in going and getting what you want, you know. And but that's I mean that's not it's so much stuff that's different in society from when I left to when I came back. But a lot of the music, I listen to it, and I listen to it because it got a catchy beat and a catchy tune to it, right? But then sometimes I sit like a lot of times I like to listen to lyrics, and usually the ones that I download
Mhm.
and I keep are the ones that got good lyrics to them. They got a good message to them, right? Whether it's a negative messages or not, it's if it's a good message, I like it. Um, but if all I hear you talking about is killing people and
Partying.
getting high and fucking bitches, excuse my language, to all of our younger subscribers and supporters, um, if that's all I'm hearing you talk about, I gotta ask, is it just an entertainment situation? Because when I pulled the trigger or when I did something violent to somebody, I went to prison. So if we out here killing everybody, why are we not going to jail? You know what I mean? So kids need to understand that it's music, man. It's entertainment. That's what it is. It's entertainment. Understand that it's just entertainment, man. Calm down, man. Check out what your parents is doing. If you got good parents, you know what I mean? If you got parents doing their shit right, check out what they doing. You know what I mean? Don't try to live your life like who you see on TV. Because you understand everybody on TV is getting paid to play a part. Everybody on TV, even up to news reporters, they're being paid to report it a certain way. Like, come on, it's all
Mhm.
it's it's easy, man. It's easy. But I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and rant about all my personal what I don't like about the world. But the biggest thing is the drug use, man. It's the drug use. Because when I was a young gang member, in my neighborhood, man, it was against the rules for us to be drug users. You know what I mean? We couldn't. We used to beat up homies that was dope fiends. You know what I mean? We find out a homie was on dope, we beat him up. You know what I mean? We feel like we beating it out you, like you gonna stop using that around here, and because
How
you part
often
of
did that
us.
work?
Not really, but you know. It didn't really work, but one homie, we had one homie that had hands, and we had to beat him up a couple times. We had to jump him because he could fight. He was
Oh
like
man.
one a well-known dude in my neighborhood for knowing how to fight, and he just kept going back to crack. His mom came and got me one time talking about this where he at. Go get him. I'm like, oh, man, yes, ma'am. And then that day,
Mhm.
and we was real close, me and dude. So I kicked the door in, and he come out. Well, we could fight then. Like, no, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you because that's what you want. That's the easy way. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start beating up people that let you get high at their house. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna
Mm.
stop all your avenues of getting high. Then you won't have nowhere to go hang out and get high at. Man, you can't do that. I can do what I want. I can do what I want. I'm not worried about what you're gonna do. I'm not gonna fight you. Move. Excuse me. And then I walk right up to the person who owned that house and slap the dog crap out of him. Wow, don't let him come over here no more. If he come over here again, I'm gonna kill you. It's that simple. They wouldn't let him go over there. So eventually he just like, man, I can't even get high in my own neighborhood. Nope. Nope. Because we all know you. Everybody knows you, man. It's not cool. Drugs. I hate to be the guy on TV tatted up with a jersey on talking about don't do drugs, stay in school. But that shit is real. Don't do drugs, stay in school.
It'll ruin your life.
You know what I mean? It can ruin your life. It
will.
It will ruin your life.
It will.
It will ruin relationships. It will ruin friendships. Then you have to start over. If there's even something to start over from, man. So be smarter than the fucking substance. You know what I mean? Don't let a substance take over your life, man. You know what I mean? I can't do it. You know what I mean? Only thing that's taking over my life is my drive to have more, to drive to do better. You know what I mean? In life. That's the only thing and if I felt like that was an addiction, I'd back up off that too. You know what I mean?
But in a sense too, there are positive and negative addictions or
Absolutely.
habits. You could call them habits because an addiction is it's an extreme.
Right.
A habit, you can kind of take it or leave it. It's something you prefer to do, but an addiction, your mind's just off and going.
Right.
But like I said, there's positive and negatives. You know, drugs will ruin your life. It will take you down the road and make you do things. You say, I'll never do that. Well, guess what? I've seen a bunch of people going, I'll never suck that over there behind that. I'll be like, oh, really?
Hey, what you doing over there behind that dumpster?
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not talking to you no more. Stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah, because I don't know what you're doing now.
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't rocking like that.
Yeah. No. It's just that stuff, like from what I've learned, will take over your mind, and it's not that you have no choice. It's that It's nefarious and it'll trick you.
Yes.
It'll get into you and
have the control.
Yeah. It'll lie to you. All that kind of little stuff. So when people think they can do all that stuff on their own, they need help.
Yes.
They need to hear it. Everyone's rock bottom. Everyone's rock bottom is different. Everyone goes through different things. You know, some people can deal with what I just said. Some people can't deal with not having money in their bank account, and that's enough to open their eyes. Either way, you're losing everything. It depends on what you're using.
Right.
I mean, some things you have to have. Some things you think you have to have.
Right.
You know, if you know about that life and you know what certain substances are, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, when people think they can get into that, like you said, and control it, and they think their life's going to be a good thing, and they think that, oh, this is fun. Yeah, okay, I guess it'll be fun for you at first.
Right.
And then it's just going to break you down and tear your soul apart and leave you nothing left. And you're either going to be dead in prison or still using. There's only 4 outcomes: get clean, go to prison, you're dead, or still using. It's kind of like being a gang member, man.
Man, it's only one way to go.
Yeah.
All right, that's how we feeling about society, and one of my pet peeves in society. Thank you, Sam, man, for tapping in and bringing the question and offering your input, man. I appreciate that, man, because you have a whole different outlook on it too. You studied yourself, so
I appreciate you letting me too. Thank
absolutely, man. It's a team effort. That's one thing everybody got to understand. I don't let Sandman do nothing. Sandman and me do stuff together. So thank you very much for tapping in again. This is Nate Dogg 916 coming at you live from Sacramento with another banger. We out.
Out.